You have a problem. You can't stop eating. I know because I suffer from the same problem. For me, typically, this happens at night after a long day of eating relatively clean and eating in a pretty good deficit. After I have my dinner, I'm actually kind of satiated, but for whatever reason, the urge to continue eating is hardwired into our brains for survival. And I have discovered that the solution to being able to stop yourself from eating is by doing a different activity. And good news is that it's free. Well, it's mostly free. The answer to figuring out how to stop yourself from eating is walking. And the way that I do it is I ordered a $100 walking pad that I keep in my office, and I keep it in my house. And I'm actually considering ordering another one for every room in my house because I want it to be as convenient as possible. Let me explain why this works. And we don't need to go into the studies, but the studies have also shown that from a physiological perspective, walking after a meal is very good for you. But the point of this video is nothing to do with those studies or physiological. This is all a mental game that we have to play because humans evolved over thousands and thousands and millions of years from a period of time where we needed to figure out how to get as much food into our system as possible. Flip the script now, we live in a time of abundance. And in order to be healthy now, we need to figure out how to eat as little food as possible so that we can be healthy and so we can survive. So that brings us to the 3 reasons and thinking and logic behind why walking after your meal is going to help you stop eating. The first reason, make it hurt to overeat. This is very simple. Make it hurt. Once you develop the habit of walking after your meals, that when you start eating more than you know you should eat, you're going to get extremely uncomfortable. And that the walk that you do after your meal is going to be uncomfortable and it's going to make you feel not good. You're probably going to get hot. You might start sweating. This is a terrible feeling. So if you make it hurt and you inflict pain on yourself by overeating, this is a huge, important piece of why walking after your meals will help you stop eating. You have to figure out a way to put the food down once you know you've eaten the right amount. And you have to prevent your psychological, your ancestral wiring in your brain from taking over and forcing you to keep eating. So make it painful, and you have to remind yourself, if I keep going and I stay in the kitchen, I'm going to really not enjoy this walk that I'm about to take. Number 2, it gives you a rhythm to your day. I hope I smelled rhythm right. Now, the human mind loves patterns and it loves the rhythm, especially the circadian rhythm. It will pick up on the rhythm relatively quickly and it will start to be obsessed with the rhythm and it will automatically search out behaviors and it will fall into a state of flow or rhythm that will make it a lot easier. So if you, after just a few days of training your body, that every time you eat, you go for a walk, your brain will start to crave the walk and it will also go back into number 1, which it will start telling yourself, well, we better stop eating because if we eat too much, we're gonna really be uncomfortable on our walk. And so your body, just like it has a normal clock where it likes to go to sleep at the same time every night and it likes to wake up at the same time every morning, developing the rhythm of giving your body periods of time where it doesn't eat, you build up your hunger, You have what you know is a good meal. For me, I eat 2 big meals a day. So for my lunch, it's about 1,000 calories, and for my dinner, it's about 1,400 calories. So, and after each one of those, I do a 20-minute walk. That's what works for me. You might want to start with a 5 or a 10-minute walk and build up. I also add another 20 to 30-minute walk every time I take a phone call during the day. So I add another hour or hour and a half of walking. But the rhythm that your body starts to get into from the fast, eat, walk, fast, eat, walk schedule is extremely powerful. And once it knows that rhythm, it will not want to overeat as much because it wants to go for that walk. Then you're going to get tired, then you can sit down and rest. And that is beautiful, and that is what the human brain wants. Once you finish your walk, the hunger goes away. Walking kills hunger. Now, I don't know how to explain this, but I'm sure that there are some scientific or psychological ways that this can be explained by science. But I can tell you from my experience that after you go for a 10 to a 20-minute walk, the desire that you had to keep eating and gorging on food somehow is completely gone. So when you go from finishing dinner and then you're looking around the kitchen for something salty or sweet or something processed, you say to yourself, no, I don't want to make myself uncomfortable. It's time to go for my walk. By the time you go for your walk and you finish your walk, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about just the time between the eating, the 20 minutes that go by, or maybe it's something about the fact that your body is digesting the food that you just ate. You will not want to keep eating, or at least in the beginning, it will start to really bring down that effect where your brain says, keep eating, keep eating, keep eating. This is great. We're gonna survive. We need as many calories as we can get. The desire that you have to continue eating gets just crushed by a nice 20-minute walk. The moral of the story is, these are the 3 reasons. How can you stop eating once you've eaten what you know is right? Like I said, I eat 2 big meals a day, 1,000 calorie meal and a 1,200 or a 1,400 calorie meal. It depends on how much cardio and how much weights I lifted, because I like to go to the gym every day. And don't overeat. If you overeat, your walks will be extremely painful. And so that you build this recurring thing, which is building the rhythm up where your body craves to go on a walk after each meal. And then once you get in the habit of being able to keep the rhythm and going for a walk after each time you eat, your hunger will just magically be gone. I swear, try it, it works. The other beautiful bonus part about this whole cycle is that you will not want to snack as much because of this one, where you have a rhythm. Your body's in a rhythm now where you wait until you're really actually hungry, you feel hungry, you know how much you're supposed to eat, you eat that amount of food, you don't overdo it because your walk's gonna suck if you do it, and then you go for your walk, and then your hunger's gone. And then you wait another few hours. In my case, I like to wait about 6 hours. That's when I really start to feel hungry again. And then I eat my dinner, and I go for my walk, and then I have no desire to snack or eat desserts or whatever. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, I go to sleep, and it gets me through, which for me is the most difficult part of the day, which is the last 2 hours, which everyone seems to suffer from the same thing. Can you not eat during the last 2 hours of the day? If you can just add a nice 15, 20, 25-minute walk after your dinner, you can stop the snacking, you can stop the overeating, and you can start to get into the virtuous cycle. I've been using this method. I haven't changed anything else about what I'm doing, exercising, eating, anything. I just started adding this method, and I'm already down about 20 pounds. So I encourage you guys to try it out. And if you want more content like this, follow my page. See you in the next one.